Hello, mamas. I have had the distinct displeasure this fine evening of discovering a YouTube channel called Kobe's World, which is really just so annoying because my dog's name is Kobe. Sorry, Kobe World. Cobey. I'm not spelling it so that you can go look this up. Please don't do that. I'm spelling it out because my dog's name is Kobe, Kobe, not after Kobe Bryant. I didn't even know who he. Sorry, is that bad to say that I didn't know who Kobe Bryant was until he died? I don't watch sports. Think about, okay, this channel is like, if you squint your eyes, look at this and squint your eyes. This looks like a typical Roblox YouTube channel, I think. Like very high saturation thumbnails, like no face, just like the Roblox character with like a white border, and then the titles on this channel used to be stuff like, I pretended to be a noob with Titan Sigma Man. All right, so that just aged me fucking 10 years. I pretended to be a noob with Astro Titan Cameraman. I'm explaining this. I'm giving you all this context because this YouTube channel has recently come under fire for making videos such as 1 kill equals remove 1 clothing in Roblox rivals. And from this point on, I will only describe the thumbnails to you because I don't think I can show them. I'm also pretty sure this channel is probably going to get nuked at any moment, as it should. It shows a Roblox character, and then on the right is a girl literally taking her clothes off. That's pretty much every thumbnail. There's one thumbnail where it shows like a wheel, like a spin the wheel type situation, and the wheel says strip, kiss, oil up, delete account, and then in the thumbnail said girl is taking clothes off again. And this channel is coming under fire because it is so clearly marketed to children. And it's like, if I thought of two things that just absolutely don't mix, it would not be like bananas and Sprite. It would not be Coke and Mentos. It would be Roblox content for kids and literal softcore corn. What the fuck are you doing, you idiot? So then I digged into it deeper. I maybe sat through 10 seconds of this video before wanting to go and purchase a firearm and blow my fucking brains out. But each video is... Let me give you some backstory on what I found on this dude. This is like a random Roblox YouTuber who... This is what's so scary. He's apparently 16. By the way, let me give some... So it's a guy named Kobe. And what he does is he hires girls from OnlyFans to be in these videos, to be like stripping in these videos to put on youtube.com for children. Where the plot gets deeper is this man is not a man. This is a kid. This is a 16-year-old making these videos. What the fuck? So people started like cluing into this when they like saw it in their YouTube recommended. And then like I saw a tweet being like, what the fuck is this? And he's already getting flagged. Like there's, I think, like another Roblox creator that said, you're a wannabe Roblox YouTuber who... Oh, his name is Creekcraft. You're a wannabe Roblox... Man, I'm having a fucking stroke. Awesome. You're a wannabe Roblox YouTuber who dropped out of high school just to pay OnlyFans girls money to strip for you in Roblox. You're not an alpha. You're not a sigma. You're not a wolf. You're an uneducated dropout who sits in his room hyping himself up on Andrew Tate Kool-Aid all day while pretending you're actually doing something with your life. I would say put the fries in the bag, but that seems too difficult. Damn! Yup. That's good. Cook him, Mr. Kraft. Maybe some Roblox YouTubers can have rights. But this... People like this, I've seen so many countless times that are just... It's like the anything for the views type YouTuber. And I know that's really fucking rich coming from me when my last video is like, trying illegal substances. But the whole point of that was to not glorify them. And it was... to try and get y'all to say, hey, doing substances is not fucking good. Look how horrible Adderall is. Look how horrible... What was the other one I did? I can't remember. Anyways. I tried to have a message in it, is what I'm trying to say. But it's really dark seeing this shit, because you think about like what kind of like kids content you would grow up watching fucking 10 years ago, like the shit that I grew up watching. It was highly regulated and like double checked to be safe for children content. Like there are so many checks and balances that go into like children's TV and stuff like that, so that shit like this could never happen. As someone who has been on Nickelodeon, like you would be amazed at how like rigorous they are with like checking to see if things can be like aired for children. But then we have the internet. Then we have the internet where you can fuck post anything. Like this man literally tweeted, "Females with face cam DM me to collaborate in videos." Oh, brother. Like, I'm really struggling to, like, talk about this because I don't even know where to begin. Like, on one hand, just so fucking weird overall to be making this content and, like, marketing it for kids. We got that. 2, this is a fucking 16-year-old making these videos who is hiring OnlyFans models. What the fuck? 3, stripping for a kid's Roblox channel. 4, said 16-year-old calling girls females. Like, you fucking know what I mean. Like, calling, like, women females. Like, 5. And I just, like, I can understand why this is happening. I remember being, like, 13. Oh my god, my fucking hair. Okay, I'll just talk about it. I had a shoot and like they straightened my hair, and this has happened before. We're putting a fucking hat on. Yeah, we're putting a fucking hat on. I've had my hair straightened before, and I never know how to unfix it. It's like in the moment they pull out like all the tools to straighten the hair, and I'm not processing it in the moment because I don't straighten my hair, and like I don't know what the fuck like a flat iron looks like, and then next thing I know I smell smoke, and then I look like a fucking anime character. So what I was gonna say is like I understand why this content exists, because I remember being like 13 years old, like just got internet access, and I was like on Vine searching like girls twerking compilation, or like on YouTube searching that. Like it's like there will be a demand for that, but the goal for society is to not let kids have access to that. And I think one of the things of being being a responsible adult, but the person making this is literally fucking 16 years old, is to not provide content for kids like that. What the fuck? Even like, I think back at like some of the content that I've made in the past. Mind you, I've never been like, Fortnite until you strip. Like, I've never made shit like that. But like stuff where I can like recognize later, like, okay, like this is just horrible for any brain, but especially for like a developing brain. Like my fucking Zoom videos, gone, nuked from the internet. Motherfuckers trying to re-upload those, I take their channels fucking down. I like send a takedown request, and then if they don't take it down in 14 days, I think their channel gets taken down. But it's an interesting point that Creekcraft brings up, saying like you're so high, you all you do is drink like the Andrew Tate grape juice. Fuck, I'm having a literal stroke today. But it's true. I feel like this is the product of like Gen Alpha and like younger Gen Z kids getting raised on like insane batshit crazy hustler like Andrew Tate podcasts, where the main things they preach are like getting money, getting fame at any cost, and also at the same time objectifying women. Like if you give a 13-year-old that content, do not be surprised when they start making videos at 16 being like, I just pay this OnlyFans model to strip every time I get 10 kills in Roblox. It's time is a flat fucking circle. Like that's gonna happen. So as much as I want to be like, this kid is like maybe the devil reincarnate, I think at the same time he's a kid. Like what the fuck? It's so gross. Like that is a 16-year-old. And I think the real impossible to like, take this down. Like down with Andrew Tate and like right-wing bro podcast, but it's legitimately just a product of that. And I wouldn't be surprised if like more and more people do this. Like, these kids are being taught that, like, well, one, like, sex sells and women are to be, they're like a product to be advertised in like a fucking YouTube thumbnail, and mixing that with like make as much money as you can so you can buy a fucking Lamborghini. Like, it's just and it's so crazy. It's so crazy because like even like 3 years ago, kids were watching fucking Bluey, good old Bluey, and like when I grew up, I was watching like they would teach you morals and shit, and now these kids have Joe Rogan podcast. What the fuck? Oh God, it makes me so scared to have kids, which I want to do one day, but like, God, Jesus Christ, like I want to raise them in like a fucking cave, like sheltered from this world. It's so scary, bro. It's so scary. God, I saw this discourse recently about, God, I really look like turn around and die. Fuck. I need to find a way to unstraighten. If anyone knows how to unstraighten hair without any products, no glue, no borax, please let me fucking know, because I don't know what to do. But I saw this discourse about like how, okay, so people are kind of calling, okay, we're gonna make this about the election. Oh fuck, I forgot about that. People have been saying all this discourse about how this was like the podcast election, how like Colin and Samir, they made a really good video on this, how like they said that every election gives you like a snapshot into our media of the time. Like 2020 was like a very social media-esque election. Same with 2016. 2024 was like literally the podcast election. So Trump went on like way more podcasts than Kamala, and like for way longer amounts of time, and especially like big ones like the Joe Rogan podcast. And that is literally a huge reason why he, like, you can fucking attribute a good chunk of his votes probably to the amount of time he spent on podcasts, and like being so like unfiltered on podcasts. Like the ones that Kamala went on, it really felt like she stuck to like similar talking points, and you could watch like multiple podcasts that she'd be on, and it would kind of sound the same. Like she'd have the same answers to questions, whereas like Trump would just start fucking ranting about, like, he'd be like, well, I think it's great what you're doing, Joe, with the UFC and comedy. You know, they're making it illegal to laugh these days, and I want to be able to say the R word. I want to be able to say the N word live, and I think if Kamala gets in, we won't be able to do that. So, like, he would just go on fucking rants. Oh, sorry, I just fucking like smucked my lips so loud. God, I'm like grossing myself the fuck out today. But anyways, amongst all this, there was this discourse about how the left needs their own Joe Rogan, which spawned a whole separate discourse about how the left did have a Joe Rogan, and it was fucking Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan, who is now like kind of synonymous with right-wing podcasts, or like being like on the right and like having right-wing guests, literally used to be a Bernie Sanders supporter, who is, if you don't know the political spectrum, so far left, literally a socialist, about as far left as you can get before communism. So it's like, motherfuckers forget that Joe Rogan used to be like a left-wing podcaster and turned to the right, and that's like a very common like phenomenon. There's this other podcast called Red Scare, and they same thing. Like one of the main co-hosts of Red Scare podcast, Dasha Nekrasova, she went viral for like defending socialism, like in this like clip where she was getting interviewed by InfoWars, and like that used to be like the basis of her podcast. They are literally now fully right-wing podcasters who are trying to get like Trump on. They've had Tucker Carlson on, all these other right-wing people. It's not uncommon at all for left-wing podcasters. Someone please clip this when, like, in a year from now, I'm like, I've got like, this is like a MAGA hat, and I'm like, oh fuck. It also matter of time. Kidding. I was trying to think like, what would it take for me to like fully shift to the right and like be on like some Andrew Tate shit? Maybe $300 million. I would maybe do it. maybe. Not $299, $300. But okay, so back to the main discourse. Done talking about that sub discourse. Fuck, it is a prison in my mind. The statement that we as in the left need our own Joe Rogan kind of doesn't work, because I feel like a lot of the podcasts, oh God, I'm actually gonna sound like a Trump supporter now when I say this. A lot of the podcasts on the left could never do what Joe Rogan does, because Joe Rogan just has any motherfucker on there. Like, he's had Bernie Sanders on there before. He'll have left-wing guests, but he also obviously has right-wing guests. He had fucking Donald Trump a few weeks ago. I think he had like Tucker Carlson, as I mentioned earlier. He will have anyone on, and I feel like that's something that people on the left side. When the fuck did this become like a political discourse podcast? But anyways, a lot of the people on the left would never have like discussions or guests on their podcast that don't like align with their views. That's one thing that I've really noticed with the political left. Not saying that it applies to everyone. For example, there's that Dean Withers guy who went viral for being on that like Jubilee like teen liberal debates 25 Trump supporters. Which those videos I have I could just fucking make a whole other video about, but I don't want to. He's like a rare example where he'll like talk to anyone, and in fact he's like constantly like just tweeting people on Twitter being like, hey Lil Pump, Mr. Trump supporter Lil Pump, for some fucking reason, you want to sit down for a debate, smiley face. There's very few of that, especially now after the election, and like rightfully so. I understand it. There's a giant chunk of people who like voted for Kamala or are on like the left side of the political spectrum, whether they voted or not, who like wouldn't even like associate with someone who's on the right or like a Trump supporter. Which, like, valid. I, like, fully understand, especially if you're a woman, a person of color, a minority, an immigrant. It is really scary and kind of a mind fuck to think about, like, I don't know, like, imagine, like, being in a relationship with someone who, like, voted to, like, directly against your rights. That's, like, a position that many, many women are, like, directly in right now. Like, they have Trump supporter boyfriends who, if said Trump supporter boyfriend knocks them up, they could die because they can't get an abortion. Like, they could get fucking sepsis and die. Crazy fucking, like... we need to bring this back. I don't know. I don't think there would be any kind of podcast that Kamala Harris could have been on that would have won her the election. Because the podcast space it does feel very right-wing. Doesn't it? Does it feel like a little bit like... like there is something so Trumpy about like plugging in my fucking microphone and like talking to the camera. Like I don't know what it is. It's like, also I'm not helping my case. Like this shit really does look like a Joe Rogan-esque experience. Like the fucking brick wall. I have like an industrial ladder here. Like I look like I just built a fucking garage or something. But anyways, I say all that to bring it back to the scary Diddy YouTuber, but he's literally 16, so I don't even know where to fucking place him on, like, in my mind. Where podcasts are such an interesting thing because you listen to them for so long, and I think a lot of the time they fully shape how you think. It's so easy to like adopt a personality from a podcaster. I've done that with some of the podcasts that I listen to, and especially if you're listening to one for like say 3 hours, like I know I'm just fucking dogpiling on like the Joe Rogan Experience, but like some of these motherfuckers are like 3-4 hours. You're gonna develop like an extreme parasocial affinity with said podcaster, like. Even if you're very cognizant of that, being like, I would never have a parasocial relationship or friendship with a fucking, like, YouTuber or something. Like, if you're listening to them for 4 hours, potentially every day, if you're seeing them more than your family, you're going to literally adopt their beliefs, whether you like it or not. Like, I think that's just natural human wiring to listen to that for so long and to make it your personality. So when I think that's why, like, why after this election, it feels like we have, like, a new generation of the Nazi youth, because they're being raised on these, like, scary fucking podcasts that are, like, treating... Like, where do we begin? Where the fuck do we begin, like, talking about shit like, I don't know, like, the Andrew Tate podcast, like, objectifying women, saying, like, grow your finances, grow your business, grow, like, making as much money as you can at whatever cost. Like, that is what is literally being drilled into the brains of our children of the generation. Oh my fucking God. And I remember I talked about Andrew Tate. I talked about Andrew Tate in, like, an episode. I think it was when he got arrested. And I was, like, doing a little gloat sesh. I was like... But I talked about how the appeal to these podcasts, especially to, like, young boys, is... Obviously, there's a men's mental health crisis, but listen, that's not a fucking, like, we got bigger fish to fry. I'm so sorry. I don't want to see like, it's men's mental health awareness month. Shut the fuck up. We got bigger fish to fry. I'm sorry. But there is, regardless, a huge swath of young men and boys that are, you know, bordering incel territory. They feel very... like, disconnected from the world, alienated from society, alienated from women. And these podcasts are like a lifeline, because that's what they appeal to. They're like, if I could, like, impersonate, like, if I could just, like, become an amalgamation of every, like, fucking bro podcast, it'd be like, brother, these women aren't shit. You want to be fucking rich? You want to have a Lambo? You want to have a Ferrari? Then pay for my $10,000 Hustlers University package, where I will teach you how to become rich and famous with stocks and a little bit of OnlyFans pimping and human trafficking, just a little bit. And we're gonna get you fucking ripped. We're gonna take, if I see you eat fucking soy, you're gonna die. And there's no checks and balances for this shit, which is the craziest part. And it's like, how would you make checks and balances for these kind of right-wing podcasts? Because, like, freedom of speech, like eagle noise, it is genuinely, like, I think one of the, like, biggest, most urgent issues for, like, the youths right now, because, like, we're fucking losing it. We are losing any possibility of having, like, a cohesive society if so many young men are being taught to, like, just be, like, little fucking money monsters at the expense of anything, of, like, I am so sorry to everyone who is, like, the same age on the other side of the gender spectrum who have to fucking deal with these like monsters, these fucking monsters. And it's like, at the same time, I feel so bad for them, because, like, they're just these lost souls. They're just these lost kids who are being brainwashed by these, like, scary fucking, like, Aiden Ross ass influencers. And I literally can't think of a solution to it. I genuinely can't, because, like I said, you obviously can't silence them. You can't be like, you can't make these podcasts that kids are listening to. I guess if I was the president, if I just got elected, I'd be like, you cannot, like, kids cannot listen to podcasts until they're 18. And the thing is, it's like, even the real batshit crazy ones, like, listen, it's like an iceberg. At the top of the iceberg is, like, Joe Rogan, Aiden Ross and shit. And then, like, middle of the iceberg is, like, I don't know, like, Andrew Tate. And then, like, much darker, like, the real fucking incel podcast and just, like, general, like, networks for, like, incel culture, which aren't, like, even on any platforms where they're, like, regulated. Like, if you're on, like, YouTube or something and you're saying, like, I think women are cattle and should be rounded up into slaves. Like, you're gonna get your shit taken down. But then what happens to those like channels, like for example, like InfoWars? I don't know what the fuck InfoWars like really even focuses on, but like they were kicked off YouTube and most social media platforms, and then like made their own website, and they can easily take their audience with them. So it doesn't really do that much for them to be like chopped from any major platform, which is why it's like cutting the head off of a hydra, then two more fucking appear. So back to this Kobe World YouTuber. I don't know. I think he could be banned off of YouTube, which hopefully he does, or at least have his videos like age restricted. But even then, if you're 16, like, you shouldn't even be fucking making those. What the fuck? So if he gets taken off, what is stopping him from being like a Kick streamer? Like, I feel like Kick is like the biggest gateway right now to like motherfuckers exiled from like YouTube and Twitch that want to be like freaks online. Oh my god. Okay, I have some final thoughts on this because I just remembered some shit. This has like been going on for like a while. This is like not a new like type of content, fucking obviously. But Rice Gum, if that name means anything anymore at all, Rice Gum 6 years ago literally made videos called "1 kill equals remove 1 clothing piece" on Fortnite. He did multiple of those. The top one has 22 million views. Holy fuck. This has been a thing. And now, mind you, Rice Gum 6 years ago, let's see, I was an adult, so like there's that difference. This is like a child making it versus like this is an adult making it for children. I don't even know where the moral compass is going, like woo, woo! Like I don't even know what the fucking thing. But I guess there's just specifically with Roblox, there's this weird, this is why I don't even fuck with Roblox anymore. Like it has such a weird culture around it. It's so strange. There's so many parts that are like so weirdly sexualized. Why the fuck will I like join a server and people will be telling me to oil up? What the fuck are you talking about? And it's like kids saying that. It's such a weird, it's like a perfect example of like just unfiltered internet access. And like even though like, I don't know, you say like fuck on Roblox in the chat and it'll like censor it, but then like you can like get all creative and be like, and it's like it is a kid's game. Like it is a kid's game, point blank, period. There's no other fucking way to put it. But it doesn't have any of the regulations that a kid's game should. Why have I literally played a Roblox game where I'm like going on a roller coaster over Nicki Minaj's boobs? Like what the fuck are we doing here? That like, and oh god, I was in a store the other day and I see this kid like sitting at a table with his mom, and I just like get a glimpse of his iPad. Listen, one thing about me is I am a screen fucking snooper. I love being on the train and like looking at people's like screens. Like, what are you doing? What are you playing on your little phone for? What's on there? But this kid was on Roblox, and I see him like his character having like ginormous fucking bazongas. And this was like a 4-year-old child with like a in-game character on Roblox, like literally looking like the cock destroyers. It's such a dark-sided thing, like platform. And I know, I really know, I'm saying this all at the expense of being like old man yells at fucking cloud. Like I know, like this doesn't matter to probably most of y'all, but as I get older, I get scared of what the younger generation is becoming sometimes. And it's not their fault. It is not their fault. I don't want this, the takeaway of this, if you are like under the age of 18 watching this, I don't want the takeaway to be that like like your generation is like fucked. Or if you fucking watched that like Kobe's World video before, like you shouldn't have even been shown that in the first place, I guess. Should I just get a fucking vasectomy? Okay, let's read this week's drama. Also, I need to address something. In the last episode, I said I was talking about one of the election results, and I said it was like 80% for Kamala, 12% for Trump. And then I said, wait, that's not math. That would be 102%. No, that would be 92%. Just always keep in mind when you watch my content that you are watching a Dropouts content. And also, I had to drop from we called it math 10-1, which was like the main math. I had to drop to math 10-C, which was like the fucking stupid people math. So never mind, drama's canceled. I literally can't find a single thing because everyone was just arguing about the election in the comments of the last video. So no drama being read this week. I hope y'all have a good a good week, the best week you can have. I'll see you next Thursday. Delete Roblox. I love y'all. Bye.